So, looking at the facage page, Technique, tell me what are your
Yeah.
insights? How do you think this is gonna go? Just based off the little information we do have.
It's gonna be a slog. It's gonna be a slog. So initially, I was gonna say that it's they have, I believe, Eric on their team currently. That is going to be a rough one for them. A lower level player, level 3, average 9 kills. Like, the stats just aren't there. Just a newer player to the game. But then you have someone like Patch up, who's like a really high statistically level, higher player statistically speaking. Meanwhile, the other team's relatively balanced. Everyone's around 15, 17 kills. So I think it's really going to. Team Zelo is just going to be a lot more chaotic. It's going to be a bit more of a slog. I imagine a lot of Dust2's already has this as a case, but a lot of spawn-based positioning, a lot of like swapping up positionings, especially on the CT side. But yeah, again, just look at the stat line. I'm really excited to see what Patch is going to do for this team. Again, just pretty high-level stats from someone whose average rank is in line with everyone else's. Meanwhile, Teleport still just pretty, I don't want to say average, but what you'd expect from that level. So it's gonna be a slog. I'm excited. It's Dust2. It's gonna be messy. It's always gonna be. What can you say?
Yeah, I mean that's the Dust 2 way, right, brother? It's just chaos. I think it's a big thing that's gonna come down to just general familiarity with all the roles. Dust 2 being a map that's very, like as you mentioned, very spawn based. So it's gonna come down to comfort and everybody kind of understanding what role or what position fills what roles, especially for the CT side. So I'm very interested to see how this is gonna go out. I'm a little biased. I'm hoping Renobos is gonna go in here and surprise us. I believe this player should be a lot higher level than he is, but
All right, let's see. We're gonna start driving this pistol round. I believe it's going to be Delo starting out on the CT side. I'm gonna forget these team names just because of how chaotic it is, but we'll see. Gonna be an early B rush to start. 2 players here to hold on the back line. Meanwhile, 5 players flood in. Flashbang to come out. 2 players from the car in the site position. A little bit of a slog, but Renobus opens the first frag. One person in the back site, but a double kill to open up the B site. 3 versus 5 retake now in commencement as the bomb goes down.
and they're not slowing down at all this T side. They're content to continue dueling these CTs as they're on the way in.
Yeah, this mid flank's going to be huge as well. Just going to be a little bit of fun redacted, taking his time, tapping away Delo. And the knife kill comes in on pistol round as well. I mean, it's going to be, you get the opening kills, you're up that much. You're going to get a little BM in as well. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. CS is definitely a mental game in many ways. So being able to kind of start us off with a knife kill, it's like, that doesn't feel good. That's like, oh, brother, this is how we're starting. This is the way this game's going to go. So it's kind of really important to kind of establish that dominance early on. It does look like we're going to be seeing a little bit of a long hit here.
Yeah, but the mid push coming in as well. If you're not ready for this, there should be plenty of people to hold. Oh, but yeah, the double kill comes in. And now just one person in the Mac 10 to hold. One person actually gets all the way through suicide, so maybe to get the kill. Doesn't look like T-Po's going to be ready for this low HP player. Other 2 teammates are going to be going around, so it's going to be a 2v2. Guns are going to be recovered here as T-Po goes down. Okay, T-Po does go down at the end of the day. They're not aware that the other 2 players have rotated off, but they're going to take that gamble. Not too much to gather, though. Galil and a Mac 10, but against the armor and superior positioning of the T side, this still should be relatively difficult. Ben going to start walking his way up. Both players making a decent bit of noise. But Smoke actually go to short. It's going to be a little confusing here. I'm not sure what the plan with that was. But Heliport going for a nice swing. Little flash. Good damage onto the long player. As a CT player, going to take some time to activate, but Heliport's looking for just in time. Spots it as well. So both players' position known. Good nade, but are they going to be able to capitalize? Jumping Mac 10 is not going to be fruitful, and Heliport and redacted. Both AKs alive. Going to close out the round. A little bit scary there from the mid push. Honestly, relative to the investment level, just going in effectively full USPSs. 3 kills is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like best case scenario for a lot of these plays. Running down mid, just full on bonsai charging and just trying to see what you can get. 3 is not bad for your trebles, and they also able to take away some armor off of one of those T's as well. So they made it expensive, and that's really all you can ask for.
Yeah, double long pick here. T-side's going to take their time going over. And just a standard kind of default mid control and long control due to the name of the game. Mid smoke's going to allow for that control, and there's going to be 1 player holding. That's going to be Delo with the nade out now. Playing pretty aggressively, has no support here either. Drops his last piece of util, blows the smoke, and goes for the peek. Gets spotted out, mollied out as well, but 4 players are waiting just behind it. Thinks better of it, backs off just barely as the bullets scrape his behind. And now has support from the long player as well. But as his util comes on through, it's going to be a bit of a slog. Redacted to find the first kill, and that's going to be... Oh!
Ooh.
Patch finding two towards mid, and oh, it looks like safe. He's pretty disconnected. Two players toward the long side able to hold it as well. And now jump up a little bit over ambitious. 3 versus 2, and now the map slows down. Has info on at least 2 players, but are they going to be aware of the cat flank is going to be the question. Yeah, Ben spotted out, taken down as well, and now 2 versus 2. Gives the C side a full reset, but with Teleport on low HP, it's going to be a tricky one. Flashbang goes out towards the A side. Still trying to maintain presence past my op. Now a little bit worried about this rotation as well, but both teams kind of splitting off. Teleport worked their way all the way up towards A. Gets spotted out. J-Marg's in the heads-up position, able to find it, and now jumps up to our last cat player. Tifa now running all the way over to B. Should be heard at this point. Past my op, rotating all around. Actually going to molly the tons as well. Blocking it off. Tifa spots out the play, but can't aggress the fight, and now it's going to buy some time for the rotation, having to force it, but can't quite get the headshot. Pass my op in the back of the site, rotates just in time with 3 kills to his name. It's going to be the first round for Team D-Lo.
And I think you were right on the money with that pre-game analysis. It looks like it's going to be indeed a bit of a slog. They are going to be back and forth. I mean, I am noticing a decent amount of separation that's happening with both of these teams. A lot of isolated 1v1s that probably aren't 100% necessary, but you know, I think that's also kind of like the nature of the beast with events like this, coming into with players that, you know, I think the vast majority of these players have not practiced or played with each other beyond today. So I'm expecting to see quite a bit of that same trend.
Yeah, we're expecting a face-up hug, you know?
Pretty much. But hopefully, as time goes on, we do more of these events. You know, we'll see some returning faces, some returning teams.
Ben low in the low position, able to get one, gets a second as well. And yeah, good mid control here. I'm just gonna, oh, it's actually a bit of an eco round. Deagle's good to go. Ben just farming up that money at the MP9.
Big Ben getting them eco kills, baby.
Round. Yeah, got a lot of money. Now, actually, we can afford to opt for the CT side if they'd want to. Ben has the money for it, can afford to drop one over. It looks like they're considering it at the moment, but it looks like Ben's going to stick in the MP9. Meanwhile, CT side's going to be buying up. Actually, a relatively forced buy. I don't know if they're kind of egoing this a little bit. Only one flashbang to come out for Redacted.
Ooh,
but an opening kill is going to do just as good. Well, only 2 smokes on the C side, so you're going to have to capitalize. Marge now on the long position with a lot of players on front of him. Will fall. And now players on site. I'm going to have to delay. C side rushing up. Smoke to go down. Patch my off onto the site. See. Eric to blow the smoke as well. And now they're going to start spawning off these players and start walking on up. Ronobos able to find one, or rather Redacted toward the site. Now 1 player left, and it's going to be Patch my off on the top to hold. Many players come around, but gets his head taken clean off. Now this long flank with the Deagle isn't going to be too much to worry about. Ben, a little bit too late to the party, falls, and this CT side, it crumbled pretty quickly. A really good take from the C's there, considering their deficit of util. A bit of an overextension, though, I'd say, from the long players, not taking those fights as effectively as potentially they could have.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think there was a little bit of a read coming out of the CTs, but just the pacing coming out of the Ts just made it too hard to react. That even though they knew tunnels was empty, they couldn't really do anything about it. The Ts were already out long, already picking out frags. That it's kind of one of those situations that you know what's going on, but nothing you can do about it. Eric with the kill.
Trying to maintain the pace there. Yeah, Tifa's just going to do, or Typho going to do his best to try to keep the pace up, but it's not going to work out in his favor. Lots of nades to go down, and another rotation as well. Dilo's going to go ahead and drop a smoke to that. Tons, and that's going to force the T's back. Meanwhile, though, pass my op in this smoke going mid. Up a man, or right now. Top mid player dead. Smoke fades, but can't quite get the kill. Exile gets it just in time. Another player towards Cat. That's Ben, this time with the op in hands, but what's he going to be able to do? No one pushing in position just yet. Looks like a B crunch is going to be coming into fruition, and as a player walks on out, Dilo toward the site. Walks up the smoke. He's going to get Redacted, offering himself up on a silver platter. Now, all these players are split up across. It's going to be difficult. A lot of isolated fights going to happen, I imagine now. At least it looks like Exiles wants to take a fight of some kind, but again, Eric holding steadfast. Both players taking their time, looking for a mistake. Long is open, so CTs might start worrying about that soon. Not a lot of information gathered at the moment. These players kind of got to start moving around, and that's what we see. Ben rotating towards long. We have the mid players kind of having a song and dance as well. OG is going to drop his smoke, but they're going to the wrong site. This is the place where 2 players are holding. Window players are able to rotate relatively quickly relative to Eric, and he's going to be tucking on in as these players work their way up. Exile is going to be the one to spot. It's Eric who's going to be holding this correctly. Headshot spotted. Eric first, but goes for the reload. Might not know about the second player, though. Dilo holding shift, able to get the first kill. Knows where the second's coming from. And now Ben not able to get into the angle just in time. 14 seconds as the bomb goes down.
This could
Low
be a
HP
big
for this
nade.
last player. Actually gets the rotation without it being seen. Oh, there it is. Runabos to come on through. And a recovery. Ben, good job on the op there on the retake. Not able to get so effective in the early round, but still there to close it out at the end.
Definitely looking scary. A lot of movement happening all over the map. It's very interesting to see the you see little flares of individual ego of like, I got this, and people just run out and take duels. And it's just funny because I feel like at this level, it's very 50-50. A lot of the duels are like straight up coin flips, and it just makes it that much more exciting to watch.
Well, yeah, at least from our point of view. From their point of view, it's like they're all certain they're gonna get the opening frag. But speaking of opening frags, gonna be towards long. Ben able to get the first one. Flash not effective. One player did sneak out, and alone, not quite actually. Air coming in to help the rotation, but Ben reposting on this angle again. Players come around, shoulder peeks on through, but Exiles with a nice little peek to drop him. And now, Marg's only player towards A at the moment. J-Lo or D-Lo smoked off. Smoke's not amazing. Flash goes out, and the T's are gonna be slow to take. You got one person towards top mid.
I like those flashes. I don't think I've seen those so far.
Yeah, Renova's crossing on the smoke. Isn't able to do it. Looks like the flash gets worked out with him. It's honestly, it's just cross smoke that's gonna be the issue. No good cross, and that's not gonna allow it. Ooh, Margs with a great little hole, with a little tap, and now swinging on out. It's gonna, ooh, yeah, Teleport able to find Margs. Now up to the site. It's gonna be passed by off, working towards short as well. 2 versus 2. Both players trying to skirmishing, but the issue is the bomb hasn't crossed yet. Not a lot of util for either player, so it's going to have a straight duel. And meanwhile, D-Lo can hold the cross. The problem is he's low HP, so you're going to have to sacrifice that fight back on up. Let his team delay as his teammate, Pash, works his way all the way around toward the long doors. 2 versus 2, just delaying, but aware of it. Potentially Teleport not looking the right way. Getting shot. Oh, it's going to be Teleport to fall, and a double kill from Pass Point Up to close it out. Quick on the rotation. And a little bit of a scuff move there. The missed cross smoke, a bit of an issue, and the lack of util later into the rounds just makes this fight super awkward, but still, CT is able to hold on just barely.
So what's the state of the economy here? Are we going to be able to see? Yeah, they are going to have a little bit of a scuffed buy on the side of the T's.
Are they forcing this?
Surely not.
They had the bomb plan. They might. It wouldn't be a terrible buy. CT money's really low right now, and they should know that with the lack of survivors on their team. Yeah, if you see an MP9 being forced out for one of these players on the CT side, it looks like Eric can be running that. Meanwhile, on this T side, yeah, a bit of a half buy coming on through. So they're not going to try to punch the economy, but it's going to be a quick cat play. One player to hold. Ben swings, finds one, finds a second as well. No refrag available. Top mid, but it actually isolates those 2 players, so the remaining players top mids cannot refrag. Double player, or 2 players towards short, going to be holding steadfast, and now these pistols not going to be able to do much. Redacted out towards long with the scout, going to be looking for a fight as well, but oh, that nade, nice and juicy. That deagle going to go right back to spawn, and a Mac 10 top mid's not going to be able to do too much. Meanwhile, Redacted with the scout loses out to the op in the end. That leaves Teleport now in the 1 versus 5, trying to get something out of this. Again, they didn't really invest too much. They bought down to 2K, so even getting 2 here, not bad. This was effectively a save, so. But with how bad the CT economy is, they're going to want to try to punish as much as possible.
Is Mars going to see this coming?
Might be able to, even if he doesn't, the Mac 10's not going to be able to capitalize. Yeah, so wasn't quite ready for it, but the Mac 10 doesn't really, you know, can't do anything. Last player's low as well. It does upgrade to the M4, but Eric on the big flank as well. No place to go, not a lot of time. No teammates, no health, no positioning. And unfortunately, not really a chance either.
Yeah, I think this is somewhat inevitable.
Yeah, Eric now just playing patient. Right around this corner, you see him making lots of noise, and he will fall. So again, 2 kills, trying to keep the economy modest, but not going to do too much. Still 3 players staying alive for the CT side. Another buy should be coming in now. No op for this T side. We'll note that again against the op of Patch. And now CT economy is looking pretty decent, getting a little bit of buffer as well. So they want to keep this under control. 4 rounds left in the half. We'll see what happens here.
For whatever reason, I can only spectate number 9. That's why I've been struggling with a lot of these, spectating some of these T's here. I just like half my keys are just not working.
All good. It's going to be a long presence, though. 2 players to hold behind the smoke. D-Lo with a lot to do. Able to, is actually going to be the one to fall. It's able to the smoke finds Eric as well. But a spam, and now Patch rotating in. No util. Going to be the one toward the CT side. Has 1 player to support, but Ben's going to be rotating off. The smoke is good, but the fight might not be. Patch able to find 1. Drops the bomb, and that's going to be the length that they need, at least for now. Full commitment. Ben from the top side. Spots one. Can't quite get the leg shot on the second. But an opportunity might be given. The barrel, the shoulder. Ooh. Ben doesn't want to commit to this, though. Yeah, Ronobos is actually going to be one to find towards mid. And that's going to put some pressure on the cat player now as well. So as Patch works on it, it's going to be Ben to close. Should be able to spot. And there it is. Now on alone to the site. Ben, can't quite get it. Gets charged down by two players. With info on the last, is going to be tricky. They're aware. Patch swinging on up.
Ooh.
Trying not to take too many fights at once with no util. Can't seem to flush out the site player, but the fight is offered up. 21 HP left to the name. And now in the 1v1. Tippo gets the bomb down. They actually played it. He played this fairly similarly last time, going for the long flank. So Typho's not gonna be ready for this. Let's see. Aware of it now. That's a possibility. Patch playing well so far. 11 and 4, trying to make that 12 as he creeps up toward this long side. Not gonna be able to spot the player.
Ooh.
Headshot spotted. A headshot given. Typho with the Typho with the haircut. Why do I keep saying Typho? Typho with the haircut.
That was clean. That was clean. Well played by Typho.
Yeah, very well. And honestly, just being able to read that long flank quickly there as well. Not anything crazy, but just an oversight that was corrected from last time. 5-4 now as we come to the latter stage of this half. Two 1-2 set up from the CT side here. Two players towards long, but the real pressure is going to be towards Cat. Pass with the first opening kill. No flash on that corner is going to give him a free one. He'll back on out as well. Lots of info. Lots of things we heard. Dilo, ooh, might want to push this. He's hanging out in that smoke there, but the nade's going to come out as well. 3 players for him to greet. And Eric going to fall toward the top. Oh, pushing towards... Or he pushed towards B and fell. But now, is Dilo going to be ready for this mid pressures between B? Has to focus up. Has players rotating in. Has a flashbang only, but MP9 in hand. Able to find the first. His teammates fall towards mid. Dilo actually finds 2, but there's 2 players now coming in behind. 7 bullets left in the mag. Not going to work out, and that's going to lead up to Margs now. Smoked out on the CT side. Aware of where he can be. They know he's the A player. The bomb's going to go down. Or at least rather it should as that smoke fades. Typho holding. And the door re-smoke. Gonna make this retake tricky. Does not have a kit either. Has a single flashbang. 3 and 7 so far. Looking to correct that scoreline as both both T side players move to this ton side. Doubling up. Clearing out together. Margs now making a play. Lots to clear and a lot to do on his own. Doesn't want to make his presence known yet with that flashbang. But the door smoke is going to do a lot to give at least one position. But it won't matter. Typho, just like in the last, going to deliver another haircut to Margs in a 5-5 scoreline now delivered.
I was really hoping that I think who was it? Dilo was gonna get audacious to that smoke and just go in for some big kills. A little sad not to see it, but he still picks up his 2.
Yeah, certainly. A little. I was hoping his teammate would be able to rotate through that mid smoke a little bit faster, but what can you really do?
Oh, okay.
A little bit of juggling.
Typho?
Yeah, press the wrong keys. You know how it goes. Oh, mid push coming in. 4 players coming towards mid now. Again, we saw this before, but this time the AK is a hold, so not going to be as fruitful this time. 1 player to suicide, Ben there as well, but now just 1 player remaining. 14 HP, and the ops, or rather the scout, is going to be the one to get it. A quick round coming out for the C side. A quick cleanup as well. Last time they saw 3 kills coming out from that top mid play. This time, none. So we'd like to see these little adjustments, being a little bit more aware.
Honestly, I do think they would have found some pretty decent value out of it hadn't there been that, I guess, the malfunction with the utility outside long doors. I think that actually really bailed them out.
Yeah, Typho not able to go. He was going to go for that long spawn, but ended up not going for it. Bit of a mid skirmish going on. T side's been out across the map. Patch now playing pretty far back into the side. 2 players making their presence known. That's actually going to pull the mid player over. And then it's going to afford some space towards players towards top mid. Rono Boss now going to be able to fly on out without having to worry that mid player too much. But a lot of aggression coming out from this B player. OG Exiles really playing aggressive there. Trying to force that fight. Doesn't quite get it. The mid player there to back up the B player. And now that entire route is closed. J-Marg's playing on this angle on the cat. It's going to be the next fight coming up, but Ronobus is going to be the one to win it. Meanwhile, on the mid side, Redacted going to find Ben. That leaves Eric toward the top site, and he's had a slow game so far. Able to find 1 player. Going to have to look for the second, though, as well. Flashbang come on out, and in the middle, still, Redacted stands steadfast. Meanwhile, Typho going to fall. Heliport. Now towards mid. Ooh, and that's the bomb, actually. Now 1v1, Redacted, Patch. Redacted might not be ready for this on the close side. Adjusts. Flashbang gone out, forcing the fight, swinging out nice and wide. And there it is. 5-7.5. Redacted to close it out versus Patch. Good stirring from both sides. A little bit unbalanced CT side, getting carried by Patch and Ben a little bit there. But we'll see how this next half goes as we switch sides.
Yeah, I totally expected that. Honestly, I was expecting the T side for this this heliport squad to be a little bit more, I don't know, robust. So I'm surprised, given the players that I am familiar with on this team.
Mhm.
I was expecting to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more steamrolly. But I'm pleasantly surprised. You know, we got a close game.
Yeah, and it's gonna look like gonna be a fast one as well. Smokes going out, flashes, red acted, able to get one, a second as well, as this B attack crumbles. 4 players to fall, 1 player remains, and it's gonna be Patch waiting in the tons position. Was gonna try to close the round, and well, still gonna have the opportunity to do so. Has the Glock in hand, drops down, position known, 1 versus 4. It's gonna be a tough one. It's possible, but it would require a lot of mistakes and a lot of 1v1s. The first one now, or rather the second being given toward lower side. Exiles once again forcing this fight. Something we saw last time was a bit of a mistake, but this time it won't be. Delivers the headshot. Patch him out to fall. What you were saying earlier, I was actually kind of I'm excited to see what this T-side is gonna offer here from Team Dilo, just because again we saw the discrepancy between the skill ratings of like Patch and Eric, which is actually playing out on the scoreboard right now. Patch going 15 and 9, Eric 4 and 11 currently. Bit of a struggle. J-Mark is also having a bit of a struggle at the moment, but it's it's on the T side when you have these players that are really popping off, that they could find the openings, and the rest of the team just kind of tag along and have to just play the numbers advantage.
Surely we should be looking at another layup here for the CTs. Just full on Glock buy coming out of the T's, but they're content to play it a little passive here.
Yeah, like a lot slower than they like to play these eco rounds together, so not too bad. Maybe just kind of taking a bit of a French timeout. Exploration top mid. His mouse ran out of battery. I actually just got a DM. Heliport's mouse died in the middle of the fight. Unfortunate. So he'll fall, but the rest of the teammates will come and clean it up. Renobo towards top mid, popping off. He's going to go for that 20th kill, and he doesn't, or actually does get it in the previous. 20 and 8 now for Renobos, cleaning it up. And a pretty solid eco rounds. Nothing really to talk about there.
The T's very content to play patiently, so I'm expecting to see, hopefully based off of that, a little bit of a more passive style coming out of these T's. I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting a lot of defaulting, a lot of slow plays, playing for aggression. Renobos going absolutely balls to the wall.
Yeah, this is going to be a good fight for him as well. He's been winning these. He's really comfortable just taking these fights, but the flash is going to come out. Secondary flash for his teammate's going to do well. Still not going to back up, though. Drops the nade. Still getting punished for sticking around, though. Might be overextending a stay. Spots out the player and might be able to get away with this. Still an opportunity for him to back up. A lot of pressure. And supported by his teammate, Destroy, able to back up as well. Typo, though, toward the site. Or rather, redacted. Able to find Ben on long. And now 5 versus 3 early on. T's don't have a lot of map control. This is like one of those really awkward moments in pugs where you just have 0 map control. And you're like, okay, there's a minute on the clock. The CTs are literally everywhere. Redacted is swinging out long, is taking whatever fights he wants. And even though he doesn't win it, he gets 1.5 there, and that's plenty, along with the information as well. Heliport, gonna try his luck towards top mid, recharge his mouse this time. Able to come up, but his butt is spotted. Eric not able to close it out. So last player alive, gonna be Margs, now working his way toward this lower tunnel side. Full HP, has a smoke in hand. Again, a similar position as Patch was in the previous, but this time in the gun round, 1 versus 4. Jumps towards mid. Gets dinked. Wins the fight, though. No one there to refrag. Gonna be taking a similar fight as this another player comes towards top short. Low HP, though. Crosshair not quite in the right spot. Oh, and not able to get the
I thought he was going to pick that up. Totally thought he was going to pick that up. I think those T's played, they're showing Renobos a lot of respect. I would even venture to say too much respect. I think some initiative off of that flash. I mean, it caught him full white. I think just they need to trust the utility of the teammates, their utility from their teammates to kind of make these plays happen. Had someone gotten activated off of that flash, I think that we would have been looking at a completely different round. Renobos going down, T's getting easier cat control. I think they're just a little too worried about losing their fights, which I think happens with a lot of players. They're not familiar with the kind of competitive setting of a tournament. They get too worried about making a mistake, too worried about taking 50-50s, and they wind up getting lulled into this like almost sleep-like state where they're not really doing anything.
Yeah, they're playing. I mean, it's pretty clear, at least right now from this D side, they're playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And those are two very different things. I mean, look, Ben in the lap pack here, able to find one, but it's going to be a bit of a consolation. And what you're saying earlier, yeah, Renobos was basically stuck towards Xbox with like 10 HP for so long. We're just waiting for that T side to come and punish, but it never, ever, ever came. So just
Yeah,
a little bit of fear
absolutely.
coming in, and it's tricky because again the skill discrepancy. If you're like one of these, if you're the player in the bottom of the scoreboard right now for the T side, you don't want to be the one to swing out and like give yourself up doing nothing, right? You want to improve your KD ratio and like help out with a team or whatever. But also if you're on the top frag, you're a little bit scared. You don't want to go sacrifice yourself and then have to spectate your team when you could have been making more plays in the later game. So everyone kind of lulled into this inaction that kind of happens out. But this time action's going to be taken. Lots of nades towards long, and they're going to be forcing these fights, but it's not going to go their way at all. Typo, Renobos, the whole 3 players here towards long, and they spot the bomb as well, forcing back these teams. Once again, look, not only do they not have any control of the map, they actually lost bomb control as well. It lingers in the smoke, but still, OG aren't going to be on top of it.
Now, are these CTs aware they have bomb?
They
Doesn't seem
surely
like it.
saw it during the fight, and if they don't, then they know now. But now the question is, are these mid players going to be ready for this? And Pash actually going to be there to punish. Typo, gonna look to reaggress, gets spotted, and Pash with 2 free kills. Meanwhile, though, Exiles is gonna be able to find the important one. That's gonna secure the bomb control. The question now is if the CTs can regroup and not give up too many more picks. This T side needs to go back for this bomb eventually, but they're waiting for mistakes from the CT side. Over aggression, but it looks like they're gonna be holding.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get those mistakes. A little bit of a questionable push coming out of the CTs earlier in that round. Just they have bomb down, rotate to it to long. There's really no reason other than chasing frags to push out mid doors, and they got punished for it. And now the T's do have some semblance of coming back into this round, although it is definitely a tall order given the positioning of the 3 players on the CT side.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even blame the CTs like that much. Like, they're kind of plugging it out. They're winning up 11-5. The previous round so far, this entire CT side has been completely dominant. It's only round 3 they had like 3 kills. They should still though be able to close this. Only 13 seconds left. They just have to not die here. Molotov goes down. Patch is gonna run through. Actually, is able to grab the op in the Molotov. Is gonna be able to force them back. But again, no time on the clock. CTs just have to not die, and they're gonna do just that. Hanging out all the way back. 12-5 now. Match point for Team Heliports.
Now, I'm very interested to see if a proverbial flame is lit under the asses of Team D-Lo. This is a single elimination tournament.
Oh, that is true. Could see the end of it here. Renovos, again, is really popping off at the moment. Frost CS with 100 bits. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thank you for that. Oh, and Jake with
Now,
the sub,
final.
the prime sub. We love it. We love it. Thank you for the support.
As a reminder, all donations, all subs, those are going to go toward building up the SOFLO CS project, go to future prize pools, things of the sort. But is there going to be a future for this game? That's a real question. Redacted, able to get the refrag on Zelo there, 4 versus 4. Now the top frag with Nobos, the heavy hitter, going down on the CT side. Position known. Not a lot, again, not a lot of control for this T side going on here. Playing a little bit slow. Typo 8 and 8 earlier now. Should have some information of people coming in. Smart position around the smoke. Able to get one. Extends again for a second. Not going to get it, but it's okay. Another player in. It's going to be Heliport this time. Playing around the smoke. He's have not really activated off of this, but Redacted is the one who's gotten to a good position. Patch might be aware. Similar plays as previous. Working up toward this cat side, though. This time. Oh, are they?
Oh, like ships in the
there
night.
It is. And this might be an issue now. J Margs, Eric, the only ones left alive to bring this back into the round. Patch thought he could do it all, but it's not going to work out in his favor. Eric, to the lower tons, takes an unfavorable fight, high, low. And, well, it's just Exiles that's low at the moment. All right, Exiles, Margs, rather, top mid. 2 versus 3 has an opportunity now to, or rather 1 versus 3 has an opportunity now to isolate some of these fights. No one's in a tradable position, but Redacted is opping this angle, and as soon as he crouches into it, he'll have an opportunity to win the fight. I guess 21 seconds, another player, position known, and now the time crunches down. Again, aware of the CT side. Oh, and gets the kill as well, 1 versus 1. Suddenly, a lot of mistakes coming out. We said it earlier, no tradable positions for the CT side. Not hesitant to rotate for whatever reason. Heliport is.
Maybe he didn't think he had enough time.
Perhaps, yeah, but just enough to do so. Now, the 4K required. Coming up to this short side is going to be Heliport. Has a flashbang in hand, going to be taking his time. A kit as well. J Margs had a struggle of a game. Now looking to redeem himself. Oh, spots it. Damage dealt. J Margs down to 35, but just needs one clean headshot and delivers it. The 1 versus 4. Or rather, 1 versus 3? Yeah, geez,
yeah, the
J-Mar.
1 versus 4. The J-Mar with the Herculean performance. I mean, like Atlas, the whole world on his shoulders. The tournament life on the line comes up where it counts.
Yeah, really glad to see that coming through, but unfortunately, despite this timeout, they just need a moment to breathe. Okay, I understand that.
A little celebratory.
Despite that timeout, it should still be, this round should still go towards is it Team Heliport? Yeah, Team Heliport. They should be able to fall, or rather close this out relatively quickly. Still, money not amazing. They won with only 1 player left alive on the T side. We're missing a lot of utility. D-load back down to this Mac 10 on the T side. On the CT side, it looks like is Redacted running a scout for Gates and Shiggles. Probably is 20 and 10 at the moment, so just having fun with it. I think they're just kind of. I don't think that 4K is at all a concern, at least not right now. Given the scoreline.
I don't know, brother. I'm a believer. I'm hoping that that has been exactly what Team D-Lo needs to get really activated into this game. Realize, hey, these guys are human. They do in fact bleed. We just have to go out there and shoot our guns. Press mouse 1. So I'm hoping that we see a little bit more Counter-Strike, at least in this game. And who knows? I mean, that might have been a bit of a tilter. Still plenty of rounds left in this match. So the CTs are definitely still chilling for the most part, but I think there is that is gonna bother them. I don't think you can like throw around that colossally and it not affect the mentals a little bit.
Well, let's see how this works out. Redacted with some scout shots to the smoke. A quick hat take, and no one's going to be there to defend. Molotov's going to go down, but still ahead of it. 2 players toward this top side. It's going to be Heliport, or not Heliport. It's going to be Typo. Renobos to hold. Flashbang to go on out. Now this cat take kind of come on their way. Only 2 players, so maybe a bit of a pump fake. Typo to tuck, Renobos to hold. And no mistakes being made just yet. Redacted towards middle. Patch. Holding to this long solo test, never gonna happen. Right now, we're just kind of frozen onto the side.
No one's moving a muscle.
Yeah, but now as this clock drops down to a minute, we should start seeing some movement. Looks like we're shifting up, and yeah, Ben gonna punish Redacted's overextension. Peeking into mid again, Heliport not gonna see anything, but now this A play might come to fruition. The mid rotation now cut off for Novos in his good position. Gets a headshot on the Mac 10 player, and a bit of an interesting fight coming out there from whoever's holding that Mac 10.
Margs has the potential to go huge here, looking at this B gap.
Yeah.
That's my op, another pick for him. And Margs is going to start getting activated here, but the rotation's been made by Heliport.
This is a really big 1v1 at the moment. There's not a lot of road rotation come on in. Spots the player and gets the kill. Margs go down. Heliport back at the site, only to get 1 more. But meanwhile, the mid player is going to go down as well. That leaves Typo low now in the 1 versus 4. Going to have to recreate the heroics, but with players at literally every angle he peeks, decides better of it. The money is just not good right now for the CT side. If he maintains this, they should be able to buy into the next.
I'm telling you, Technique, okay. You gotta believe. You gotta believe.
I'll believe if they win the 9th round. Yeah, so on round 10, I'll be a real believer. But there's still just too much runway here for the CT side. So if they lose this round, eco the next, and then lose the next gun round, then that's when you could believe. But there's just too many gun rounds in the way. Surely. Well, they're actually. They kind of half force spot on the CT side, a bit of mixed buy. It's 3-on-4s, a USP, and a mid push to come out as well. Renovos with 3 will get punished for mid once, but now we're into the 2 versus 3. And that belief that we had earlier, it's all on the shoulders of J Margs and Ben. But hey, we saw J Margs do it before. Ben gonna Bogdan's long swap over to the op. Meanwhile, CT side going to be worrying a bit about this A side because B is completely clear. Heliport pushed all the way through. Has plenty of info. Spots a player.
He knows. This
is surely an unlosable position. Heliport just needs to get 1, but the timing might just barely elude him. Still holding shift all the way out. Swaps to the M4. And now ready for the long play. 2 players to hold. Ben They don't realize that the jig is already up. Granted, again, the seed still comes on through. Flashbang come on out. 2 players with the sight to deal with a Deagle, an M4, and an AWP in the hand of Ben. Gonna start swinging this out. Player not available to trade just yet. Just needs to get 1 shot, but it's 1 shot delivered by Typo. The headshot from him and the M4 from Heliport, and the dreams are quickly flattened. 2 good rounds to show that they have some signs of life, but unfortunately, that's gonna be Team D-Lo out of this tournament.
And honestly, a very valiant effort, given, you know, given how that T half was going for them. I mean, I think they did show some signs of life. I think had they had gotten their confidence a little earlier, I do think we would have been seeing a much closer game. But I mean, regardless, I think that I'm not too bad. I'm not too disappointed with that as a first match.
Yeah, not at all. I think Renobos really had an insane showing there, to say the very least. But he had ended the game with like 28 kills, but went 28 and 12. Definitely didn't expect that from the stat line. What we saw from Team D-Lo, we kind of expected, you know, some of these players having a bit of a struggle. Patch really pulling through with some of his stats there as well. But yeah, a 13-7 game on Dust 2, it happens, and honestly, it was a fun game to watch regardless.